There it goes. There we go. Whew, definitely need that tonight. Oh, it is cold out here. Well, hello, good people. Mark Holmes here, and as always, I want to say thank you all for watching, commenting, subscribing, and being part of the Jobu Sports Report. Without you guys, as well as you ladies, you know that this literally does not work. Hope you all are having a great day. Oh my God. What a what a great day. I'm going to say what a difference 3 weeks made. We as Cowboy fans have been on a roller coaster ride. 3 weeks ago, Philly 500 was just laughing at me. He was bringing in props on the Dan Salio show. And, you know, the whole googly glasses, here we go. And he was literally talking about if the Eagles beat the Cowboys and the Bears, they'll have locked up the NFC East before December. Unbelievable. And, of course, the Cowboys. It's December, so the Cowboys are just going to suck. And, you know, Leo was talking about the Cowboys game. That was just a tune-up. Just a tune-up. And had the nerve to say that the loss that they had to the Cowboys means nothing. That the loss, see, I told Eagle fans, I told you, you guys were a powder keg away, okay? It's kind of like this. In order to have a fire, you have to have three things. You have to have oxygen, you have to have heat, and you have to have a fuel source. And you know how you see, like, all of a sudden you hear about a house that has a gas explosion? And I've been in a gas fire, so I can tell you personal experience. There has to be a right mix of oxygen and the gas to have that explosion. And if you get that right mix, you know, a spark from the refrigerator, the motor starting up on that can be enough to set it off and make that explosion. And that's basically what's been happening with the Eagles. There's been a soft underbelly and undercurrent of things with A.J. Brown pointing to this offense. You know, you've had people talking about the offensive coordinator, Patello, and everything else, right? But you still were winning games. And so winning cures a lot of problems. But I kept saying, they're just waiting for that ignition, that heat source to finally turn them over. And I think that has really happened. The craziest thing about this game, watching the Eagles, was when I saw the Eagles going against the Lions and saw that defensive front with Jalen Carter and Jordan Davis, I was like in awe. I was like, those are the two best mother humpers out there combination. The way they were pushing the pocket and batting down balls, I was just like, man, that defensive front. Those guys are grown-ass men going against kids. But the amazing thing was, when the Cowboys played them, the key was Tyler Booker. He neutralized Jalen Carter. Jordan Davis was more effective than Jalen Carter, but those guys looked like they were physically beaten. Now, this was a short week. The Cowboys having to play on Thursday and 4 nights. The Eagles did get one more day to go, and they were playing at home. But it was still a short week for them to play against the Bears, and the Bears had to travel in. Their defense gave up over 280-some yards on the ground. Now, Caleb Williams, don't go through and think that Caleb Williams was, Joe Montana, because he wasn't. There were for a time there was 5 interceptions that should have happened over 8 passes, 3 before the half. The Eagles just couldn't capture them. And so you look at this and you wonder, did the Dallas Cowboys break this offense? Now, I went on Xander's show on Jacob Sport, and he's killing them. The fans there flicking me off and calling me everything but a child of God. But the thing is this. the Cowboys manhandled them, which is different than anything that the Cowboys have done in the past. The Cowboys have usually been that front runner team, that team that finesses you, and when they get a lead, they're going to be like a sports car just going down the highway. But sometimes you got to play games in the off-roads, and that's when you need those roughnecks, those guys that ain't scared. And see, a Tyler Booker, he came out the box and said, I want to face Jalen Carter. He did, and he stood up to the task. I don't know where this team goes from here. Eagle fans are done with their team. They're just like, this season's over. They think they're in free fall. There are Eagles old heads like John McMillan that are like, the Eagles are done. Cowboys are going to win the division. I'm not ready to go there right now because the Eagles do have the Commanders twice still. So they've kind of got a easier road to hoe maybe. But the Cowboys are back in the conversation. And the Cowboys are healthy, which is something the Eagles are not right now. They seem to be together as a team. The Eagles are not right now. That team right now is so dysfunctional. The fans booing like crazy. They are literally ready to fire the coach, bench the quarterback. All hell is breaking loose like I said it would. They were powder keg. They were a couple of losses away from shit imploding. And that's what's happening with them. Now, Jerry Jones, I'm not sure I read this right, but I think that it couldn't have been this, that Jerry Jones said he offered Micah Parsons in a first-round pick for Quentin Williams. That can't be right. That can't be what he meant. It can't be what he meant. But here's the thing. This is what I told. Here's what you have to understand about the Cowboys and about Micah Parsons. There's not a one size that fits all on everything. Some quarterbacks are great deep passers, and then you have some quarterbacks like Joe Montana that's more of a precision short route guy. He's going to find the guy that's open. And in the same case, you have some defenses that are built to be playing with the lead. Dan Quinn's defenses are built to be playing with the lead. That's why he doesn't like big fat guys. He wants guys that can rush the quarterback. Now that's great if you can score a whole lot of points and make teams one-dimensional. But the problem is when you get to playoffs, you need to be able to stop the run. Micah Parsons, listen, would I like to have Micah Parsons right now? Yeah. You had Micah Parsons to this defense right now? Shit. Yeah, it'd be great. But if you had Micah Parsons without Kenny Clark, without Quentin Williams and Logan Wilson, bro, we ain't doing shit. See, the Packers have other players across the board where Micah Parsons can be the wild card. He can just focus. You just say, your job, you got one job, and that's going after the quarterback every play. We don't care about you stopping the run. We got other guys to do that. We were never able to do that. And so when it came to playoffs, where we are a one-trick pony, and you got Micah Parsons, who's good at rushing the quarterback, if you got San Francisco running the ball for 180 yards, he's not helping you. Because we can run away from him, or we can run at him. And that's the problem that we've had. So the Cowboys, much like what the Eagles did to the Lions, where they were able to push up the middle, get right into the face of Jared Goff, we can do that shit right now. We can do that shit right now. But here's the sad reality. The sad reality is the Cowboys are going to have to run the table still to get in there. We have to get somebody else to fall out. We can beat the Lions and be the 8th seed, but that means we either need the Packers or the Bears or Seattle or San Francisco to fall off the face of the earth. We got to have one of those teams start to fall. Now, what our biggest hope should be, that the Bears are who we thought they were. That the Bears are who we thought they were. And that they can beat the Packers down twice. Because they play them twice. If the Bears can beat up on the Packers, we're good. Or if the Eagles can continue to implode. Now, some people think that if Jalen Hurts starts and Jalen Hurts is getting all the blame, that they're not winning another game. That Jalen Hurts, they're saying he can't read the field, he can't see the receivers, his accuracy stinks, and that A.J. Brown is right. All I'm going to say is this. It's only been 3 weeks. 3 weeks and 3 games. And in the NFL, things can change quickly. Just like Philly 500 thought he was already going to have the division won and sewn up right now today, he's now wondering if they're going to make the playoffs. The NFL, I've been saying this for a couple of weeks now. I've been saying, I have. I said, you understand, if you're the NFL, what you want is you want the Cowboys to come around. You want the Cowboys to start winning, and you want the Eagles to implode. You got Hard Knocks starting on Monday, and tell me you don't want to watch that. Tell me you don't want to watch that. If the Eagles right now, if the Cowboys were 3-8, Cowboys are 3-8 right now, 8-1, and the Eagles had already won the division, would you give a rat's ass about Hard Knocks? No. But I bet you do right now. So, we didn't do our Friday night live stream because we were on live all day yesterday, and we were live streaming the Eagles game today. But we will be back tomorrow at 5 o'clock for our members chat, and I hope you guys tune in for that. In the meantime, step away from the leftovers, okay? You had enough. We're gluttons, okay? You don't want to make yourself sick, okay? And save some room for Christmas, all right? I hope everybody had a great Thanksgiving. Eagle fans, I know you didn't. I know you didn't. No, you didn't. No, you didn't. It's been a rough week for you guys. And let me say from the bottom of my heart, I'm sorry about that. But we're trying to run a business here, and you're standing in my way. Remember, good people, remember to tell the people you love how much you love them. You might not get the chance again. And it's cold out here. I love you guys. And God willing, I'll see you tomorrow.